Hi, Amber. It was good to see you. Bye.
It's dark.
You're, I'm so tired. I worked for like 13 hours straight. I don't know why. I almost called Amber your sister. I was like, your sister's looking great.
Thanks.
Doing great. Your
Joe Dirt fine. Situation out here.
Your sister's fine. Seems like she's eating soup.
She's oh my god. She's a fiend for soup.
You're feeding her lots of soup.
Yep. Oh, so much soup. Fucking.
It happened so many times today. We said weird shit to people who were trying to come in or leave the store because we were so tired. I've told people several times. I was like, this one family. I think I yelled at them. I was like, I said, if you have any questions, and then just forgot to finish the sentence. Fucking the other dude, he looked at some people and told them, he said, if you folks have any questions, just give.
Just give.
And then he was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what that means.
Dude, what it's like, fucking up until 4 a.m. and you start thinking and saying strange things. And if you have to go to work after that and you just haven't slept, I've been there 1,000,001 times.
It's a nightmare.
It's awful. Life is just awful.
Now,
I did have a joke to start the thing.
Start it. Okay,
but I have to read it off of this because it's a little bit long.
Right, I'm gonna come out here for a second.
Yeah, you just lean that way and smoke your cancer. So, an Afghan, an Albanian, an Algerian, an American, an Andorran, an Angolan, an Antiguans, an Argentine, an Armenian, an Australian, an Austrian, an Azerbaijani, a Bahamian, a Bahraini, a Bangladeshi, a Barbadian, Barbudans, a Botswanan, a Belarusian, a Belgian, a Belizean, a Beninese, a Bhutanese, a Bolivian, a Bosnian, a Brazilian, a Brit, a Bahrainian, a Bulgarian, Burkinabe, Burmese, Burundian, a Cameroonian,
shit did not clean the gummy scissors.
A Cambodian, a Canadian, a Cape Verdean, a Central African, a Chadian, a Chilean, a Chinese, a Colombian, a Comoran, a Congolese, a Costa Rican, a Croatian, a Cuban, a Cypriot, a Czech, a Dane, a Djibouti, a Dominican, a Dutchman, an East Timorese, an Ecuadorian, an Egyptian, an Amerindian, an Equatorial Guinean, an Eritrean, an Estonian, an Ethiopian, a Fijian, a Filipino, a Finn, a Frenchman, a Gambonese, a Gambian, a Georgian, a German, a Ghanaian, a Greek, a Grenadian, a Guatemalan, a Guinea-Bissauian, a Ghanaian, a Guyanese, a Haitian, a Herzegovinian, a Honduran, a Hungarian, an Kiribati, an Icelander, an Indian, an Indonesian, an Iranian, an Iraqi, a Irishman, an Israeli, an Italian, an Ivorian, a Jamaican, a Japanese, a Jordanian, a Kazakhstani, a Kenyan, a Kitian, a Nevisian, a Kuwaiti, a Kyrgyz, a Laotian, a Latvian, a Lebanese, a Liberian, a Libyan, a Liechtensteiner, a Lithuanian, a Luxembourger, a Macedonian, a Malagasy, a Malawian, a Malaysian, a Moldavian, a Malian, a Maltese, Marshallese, Mauritanian, Mauritian, a Mexican, a Micronesian, a Moldovan, a Monacan, a Mongolian, a Moroccan, a Mesotho, a Botswana, a Mozambican, a Nambian, a Nauruan, a Nepalese, a New Zealander, a Nicaraguan, a Nigerian, and a Nigerian, a North Korean, a Northern Irishman, a Norwegian, an Omani, a Pakistani, a Palauan, a Palestinian, a Panamanian, a Papua New Guinean, a Paraguayan, a Peruvian, a Pole, a Portuguese, a Qatari, a Romanian, a Russian, a Rwandan, a St. Lucian, a Salvadorian, a Samoan, a San Marise, a Sao Tome Saudi, a Scottish, a Senegalese, a Serbian, a Seychelles, Seychelles? I don't know, a Sierra Leonean, a Singaporean, a Slovakian, a Slovenian, a Solomon Islander, a Somali, a South African, a South Korean, a Spaniard, a Sri Lankan, a Sudanese, Surinamir, a Swazi, a Swede, a Swiss, a Syrian, a Tajik, a Tasnian, a Togolese, a Tongan, a Trinidadian or Tobagian, Togobonian, a Tunisian, a Turk, a Tuvalian,
I will give
Ugandan,
you $4 to finish this joke right now.
A Ugandan, a Uruguayan, an Uzbekistani, a Venezuelan, a Vietnamese, a Welshman, a Yemenite, a Zambian, and a Zimbabwean.
The offer's off the table.
All go to a fancy restaurant together. And the doorman stops them and says, "I'm sorry. This is a very high-class establishment. I can't let you in without a tie."
This is a fucking... Whoa.
If you go back and rewatch it, you'll know I didn't, as I've named like every other goddamn country I could find. And that's the intro. That's how we're going to start this shit. People are going to click off before I get halfway through that list. Welcome to I'm Not Comfortable With This, the show where I'm Forrest.
That took so long. And I'm Ben.
That's where I'm going to put it. So stupid. Oh, man. How have you been?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Great.
I'm not good.
Yeah, what's happening with you with not being good?
I'm just not good.
Yeah. I just turned in my last final for the semester, and now I'm done with that. And now the real work begins of you don't get a break because you're a fucking grad student researcher. And so I've got a lot of shit to do over the winter. But
I'm losing my mind.
I've got like cool stuff coming up. I've got a charity event that's happening soon.
Do whatever you want.
I've got like several things I'm planning.
It's a minuscule drop in the bucket. What is it?
It sucks that we live in
What's in that cup?
This is a caramel apple spice. It sucks that we live in a nightmarish capitalist hellscape where we have to fucking work really hard to raise money to make sure that people can have like basic human rights and dignity instead of just those things being guaranteed.
Oh, we don't have to do that. That's just the way it is.
Like, I fucking love raising money for charity. It's what I want to do with a huge part of my life. But the fact that that's necessary in our society is fucking bullshit.
Forrest the charitable soul.
That's the damnable misery of
Forrest wants you to pay for it.
Is that in order to be a good person, we have to like work really hard in the shitty system.
It's fine.
To
We're
like
gonna be fine.
give money away.
The whole thing is gonna be really complicated when the robots take over. So. Don't even worry about that shit, man. But no, I've been fine. I'm playing the Outer Worlds. I talked about it. I put one comment about it in the
Patreon Discord.
The Discord, because I was playing Outer Worlds, and I don't feel like that's. I do this thing where I buy a game like again on the Switch that I've already played on something else because it's fun for me to play it like and be able to pick it up off the TV. Like the novelty really works on me.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm simple and it feeds into my dopamine hit receptors.
Yeah.
So. There's the novelty of it. Got it on sale. Was playing it again. I haven't played it in like over a year, so it's fun again.
Yeah.
But also, it's like my perspective is so much more hardcore than it was the first time I played it.
What do you mean? You're like your political perspective?
Yeah, I'm much more of a like horrible person. No, but like it's just funny because like it's crazy. Like I really like the things I remember from the first time playing it, like thinking were funny. Like this time, like a lot of them really just pissed me the fuck off because I'm like it's too close. It's too damn close to what I do every day.
Yeah.
Like I'm so tired of work. Like I'm so burnt out where it's like it's problematic.
Yeah.
You know, because like I don't. I'm not like I have my inhibition that keeps me from like having like the fuck it attitude basically is like kind of dwindling.
Yeah.
And it's holiday time. That's the worst time for that to dwindle. Oh, whoops. But it's like hopefully I can find some way. I don't know, the dwindling.
Oh,
well, hopefully I can find some way to escape and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. It sucks. And people like.
Is that crooked? Am I more in the frame than you are?
Well, I'm scooted over, man.
Yeah, but like I'm like.
Oh, it is crooked.
Yeah, it's just crooked. This whole time it's been crooked. Keep talking.
I wasn't gonna stop. You stopped it. He's got to fix the camera.
Oh shit. Continue. Tell me more about
Static shock. Well, so I'm just, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't want to work anymore.
No.
I keep hearing that nobody wants to work anymore, and I agree. I don't want to work anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, it sounds terrible, doesn't it? Oh my god. There we go.
Sounds awful. And, like, it's just that whole thing of, like, it's not taking a day off for, like, the whole month in December, and, like, I'm just over it.
But
I don't want to do it
banks are
anymore.
made of marble.
I don't care about that, Forrest. I just want to be... I'm tired of being tired all the time. I'm tired of being tired all the fucking time.
Do you hear that song? It's an old Pete Seeger song. I don't know if it was probably before his time, but, like, he's the father of fucking... Or the champion of folk music. And it's that... each verse is about a different worker, and it's like I saw the old coal miner scrubbing coal dust from his back, and I heard his children crying. They have no coal to heat their shack. And then another one is like, I saw the sailors standing idly by the shore, and I heard the boss man saying, I've got no work for you no more. And it's just about like these people out there working their asses off, and they have nothing for it. And then the chorus of every song is, but the banks are made of marble, with a guard at every door, and the vaults are stuffed with money that the miner sweated for, that the sailor sweated for, that whoever sweated for. And so that's the whole thing, is like, I saw this person, this worker, working his ass off and has nothing to show for it, but the banks are made of marble with a guard at every door, and the vaults are stuffed with money that guy sweated for. And like, that's how I see it with this, is like, you work more hours than I've ever fucking heard of. Like those 4 years when I worked my ass off were like 100 hours a week over the summers and shit like that.
I'm pretty
You
cool.
do that all the time year round. And fucking here you are talking about fucking like just where is it? You know what I mean?
Gotta get out.
It's just like
Gotta get out.
gotta get out of there. Like we gotta fucking, and that's the thing, is that it's not reasonable for it's not reasonable for everybody to be able to get out of the system. So we've got to break the fucking system.
Well, people do. Whoa, Forrest. Whoa.
I mean, come on.
Hey,
It's not
hey,
if
hey.
everybody was
Yes.
able to leave the workforce and start their own career and start their own business.
Well,
and
that's
live
kind of like what'll probably happen with robots, right? But also not if they decide that they're just gonna like keep people poor.
right.
The mysterious them,
They.
those, them, they. It's just the system. When I say they, it's just like
The machine.
It's the machine because it's technically still just people. Mm-hmm. It's all people.
They're just greedy, shitty ass people.
And they suck.
This past couple of years over the pandemic, and now coming out of it, everybody's getting shitty hours, everybody's getting laid off, everybody's getting cuts, there's no more sick days, and yet companies are seeing record profits. All the same companies are talking about times are tough all over, and we can't keep can't keep you guys afloat. You got to work extra hard, and if your dog dies, you better bring your dead dog in here to prove it. And if you get sick, you better call an ambulance on your off day. Like those same companies have made like billions of dollars more than they did pre-pandemic. It's just fucking shitty, dude.
It's amazing.
It's just greed. It's greed and stupidity ruining the world once again.
Well, my greed's gonna fix it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Us being greedy assholes and starting our own businesses, that'll make everything better. We'll do it the right way.
Yeah. Anyway. But I mean, that's just one thing that's going on is work. Work is kind of this whole thing that I barely fucking care about it anymore. So
It's hard to. It's hard to care.
well, like you know, it's been hard to give a shit since what we talked about last week.
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely.
like again,
Absolutely.
it didn't go away.
Well, that also, like, that hits you more. Like, I remember we talked about this last week. I know I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I remember, like, when my fucking grandma died and I just went back to work that same day because I had to. And, like, I still think about, like, that and every other time that exact same situation's happened to some people. Like, it kind of puts it in perspective. Like, oh, shit, this is it. This is the precious time that I have left. I have fucking, the first 20 or so years of your life, you're just figuring out how to fucking wipe yourself and survive as a human being.
Kind of fucking around.
And then 20 to 30, you're learning kind of who you want to be and like what kind of person you are and like really finding your niche in the world. As you get older in age, you got like 40 to 50 in there, or 30 to 50, maybe to 60 in there. Those are the years where you can really do a thing and be a person. And then you get into like your 60s and 70s and 80s when you're kind of declining and you need more time to rest and you're really going downhill and all these things. So happy.
Fuck is hard.
So happy that this brief and beautiful window of time when I'm at my mental and physical peak and when I can really be doing what I want with my life. So happy that I'm spending these golden hours here at the fucking whatever, the mall shack, just slinging whatever for this asshole over here.
Like it doesn't matter how good a job is, it still sucks.
It's still a job.
It still sucks ass.
That's the thing. I have no problem with working.
Like, but like working for somebody else is always going to be kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And like working at all is always going to be kind of shitty. So working for yourself is ideal, but even that's shitty and hard and difficult.
I have no problem with
not
working.
Always doable.
I have no problem with working if it's something that actually like fulfills me or helps other people or does something good.
There are very few jobs that
actually are like that.
That offer
most of them is just fucking grunt work for somebody else, and oh my god, I've had so many of those. Yeah, and it sucks.
You have
and
to.
Like that's
how you get by.
You can't get through it. You cannot just live that. And like I'm not saying that there's always a job that needs to be done. And grunt work is a job. And if everybody had a doctorate and the best education and the best experience in the world,
then
somebody would still need to be flipping the fucking burgers for a while.
Doctors working at McDonald's.
Exactly. Which is why everybody should have a fair and livable wage and all the benefits they need and all the vacation they need in order to live their best life. Because education and experience shouldn't determine whether or not you're treated like a human.
No.
God damn.
No, because then those poor people won't be motivated to not be poor anymore, Forrest.
Bullshit.
Because if working at a fast food place doesn't suck and isn't barely enough food, look, if you can live on your money from the fast food job,
live on it,
then why would you ever better yourself in any
way? Because you might want to do a different thing someday.
Everyone will just work in fast food forever.
Right, it'll all be, every job will be McDonald's. Wall to wall.
These are the arguments. I mean, this is like how it sounds.
Yeah, no, that's I have this argument all the fucking time, and it drives me fucking bananas.
This is
actually how people think. Is like it's for the best that some people not be able to afford food and housing. They don't deserve it until they've done these things. You have to not be able to eat in order to want to go do the thing.
Here's my thing. They haven't worked hard enough to earn it. Okay, fine. But what about people who haven't worked hard enough to earn it but have it? Well, life's not fair. Okay, fine. So why can't you make it fair?
Why make it more fair? Yeah, just try to do the thing.
And then they'll say, that's not fair. And it's like, but you're saying it's not fair.
And it's weird how
you're saying that it's not fair. So why does it matter which not fair we go with?
Exactly. And it's so arbitrary.
We really just honed in on something here.
Well, that's the thing. It's so arbitrary.
What is the argument?
Consider to be okay to be inhumane.
I can't wait to get drunk.
Because fucking like, I'm living in a house with air conditioning right now. There's lots of people that don't have that. And yet, like, I shouldn't be sitting here saying, well, people don't deserve houses sometimes. Fuck you. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's insane to me that, like,
People don't deserve houses.
I've probably said this a million times. I know I have said this a million. I've probably said it a million times on this podcast. Is that we know for sure that everybody or fucking needs food and water and shelter and medicine.
That's what I've been told.
In fucking kindergarten, you learn that.
But they don't deserve
Everybody
it.
needs food and water and shelter and medicine.
They deserve it.
Why is not?
They
why
have
is
to
that
earn it for us.
Not our priority.
You got to pull your own weight.
Yeah. From each according to their ability and to each according to their need. I agree. that sounds great.
Sounds fair.
Right?
And I don't think
fair
it's allowed to be fair.
Fair doesn't work.
I'm going to come up with a new philosophy called fairism. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to arbitrarily decide when things are fair or unfair. Because that's the way it's been done to me.
Oh.
Like, I'm just saying, like, you're born into a family, you have a shit ton of money, and you're super fucking ultra wealthy for your entire life. You're not a bad person or anything, but you're born super silver spoony, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Everything is just laid out and planned for you from start to finish. It's all good. You get to do things, you try things, you do things. Mm-hmm. Again, you fail on your own merits or whatever, but if you fail, you're fine. You're going to be fine.
You can start
You're
your next
never
business
gonna
the
fail
next day.
so bad that you'll die from it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay? That's not fair.
It's not.
I'm not trying to take it away either. I'm just saying, goddamn, give the kid who's born without food.
Yeah, if you're born into a wealthy family, you can afford to start as many businesses as you want and just drop them when you're bored of them. If they fail, it doesn't fucking matter. You fucking get the best schooling. You get to go to whatever private school. You get to get through whatever university. You get your whole thing
And I'm
paid
talking
for.
about super rich, like top of the top.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about just like middle class
You don't have to
Americans.
work very hard in school because you don't have to worry about scholarships. You're going to get through the school. It doesn't even matter if you get the fucking
Maybe
degree.
you do
Because-
still work your ass off, but again, if you hadn't,
Well, the
you
thing
still
is,
would have been fucking fine.
Even if you don't get your degree, even if you don't get through school, even whatever, you have a job lined
It
up
doesn't
for you.
matter.
Your parents know everybody, so you
None
can go
of it
anywhere you
matters.
want. And eventually you'll be there at 24 with $1 million that you quote quote earned, talking to everybody about how you never had anything handed to you. You worked hard for everything you have. You didn't get any handouts. Fucking, are you kidding me?
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy to me. And that's what pissed me off. I remember when there was this, I think it was here in Oklahoma, they were debating about the free and reduced lunch program.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, it doesn't improve test scores or anything. We're like, I don't fucking care if it makes it worse.
Why?
Kids need the food. Like, give them the food.
What are they?
Like, are you kidding me?
What?
They didn't earn the food.
Are they saying it didn't improve test scores?
It was the free. It was either free and reduced lunch or it was the free breakfast program. And there was an argument, and I think it was in Oklahoma legislature. It might have been national. This is years ago. So
it doesn't improve.
Please,
test scores.
please look this
up. It doesn't matter if they said it at all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. If I'm completely making it up, it's still egregious. Let me double check here. I think it was free breakfast.
I'm just saying, if anybody said that feeding the children hasn't improved their academic performance, like, it doesn't matter the context. It's commercial time.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, well, by the time we come back, I'll figure this out with the thing.
That's good. I'm gonna stop paying attention to us.
There it was.
Fan.
Free breakfast in schools.
Oklahoma legislatures.
Yeah, there's a million articles about fucking Congress about how skipping breakfast definitely does impact your test scores. So, look into that.
Yeah, and Congress did that research.
Right. This is one. It is so. I'm just typing that into Google. And I'm not finding anything. And fucking who knows. I'm gonna move on, but I'm not just moving on to avoid the point. I'm sure that's out there somewhere. If it isn't and it didn't happen, and I was just told about that several years ago, and I remember it weirdly, then I'm an asshole, and I'm sorry. I know for sure I have heard arguments just as bad. But if that particular event doesn't have credit, then fine. I'm not trying to Joe Rogan this and be like, oh, well, I can't find it, but it's weird. It probably happened. You know what I mean?
Probably did happen.
But I can speak to this. This is a fucking article from NPR that I'm reading now that was in March of this year. Millions of children will miss healthy school meals when pandemic relief expires. And so, that's the thing that I remember being a big issue was that kids are no longer going to have free lunch at school or free food at school. And that was the same issue when, we started going into lockdowns, was that kids needed to go to school because that was the only place they got food. So it's a double-edged dick. And it was the same thing fucking...
Is that the expression?
I believe so.
Double-edged dick.
Yeah, I've taught in classes where I had
ways.
people... Like, I had a kid pass out in a class once that I was doing.
You've told me this story.
Yeah, and fucking because he didn't eat last night or the night before because he only eats there at the school. And it was like a summer camp program. It was at the school, at this elementary school, they had the kids come in every day during the summer just to like do enrichment programs, and they got like lunch, and that was the only thing that kid was eating. And like, I can't imagine telling that kid to fucking work harder and bring their grades up and fucking make it someday and like really strive and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm 99% sure. Wasn't pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? Wasn't that originally a joke?
Yeah. Recently, the people have started talking about how the expression was originally meant to be about like an impossible action.
Yeah.
Of pulling yourself over a fence by your own bootstraps.
Right.
Of like hoisting yourself over it.
I'm sitting here drinking fucking Starbucks, and they're fucking fighting unions right now because I just grabbed something on the way home to keep me going.
Nobody said you can do anything about that.
It's hard to live in a capitalist hellscape. Support Starbucks unions and all unions all the time, everywhere, because workers deserve to have a say in the way that they work.
Yeah, well,
but it's just,
what the fuck ever.
Ugh. It's so rough.
By the time workers get rights, the robots will have more rights than they do.
Damn the robots.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because robots will be can totally be viewed as property and therefore will be protected.
I mean, that's isn't that a thing?
I've been saying for a long time we got to figure out the legislation. Me and my friends have been talking. We got to figure out the legislation governing AI and robotics, and we're not gonna do it. Instead, it's just gonna be horrible. You can finish that. It's fucking delicious, asshole.
I'm tired of babysitting. I just wanted to be done with it.
Capitalist coffee, you scum.
I don't drink.
Bourgeoisie, motherfucker.
Yeah. Bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie.
The bourgeois? I don't fucking know.
No, you were close, but I figured you were doing it wrong on purpose. But
how do you say it?
Bourgeoisie.
Yeah, bourgeoisie. Ah.
Potato. Who the fuck says
hey,
hey. Who the fuck says potato, honestly?
You just did, you son of a bitch.
We've got
Go on.
updates for the people who love the show is that this next year, I think I talked about this last time, but I don't remember. This next year, I'm trying to invest in new microphones. We can have individual microphones.
Yeah, you talked about it last episode. You said we're gonna get shotgun mics.
Yeah. I've got a new. I'm gonna have a new recording system going on as well, so we can like isolate our sounds and have something that sounds really good. We're trying to do go back to Chameleon Twist 2 and then other things past that, which will be a different series. On this same channel, probably.
Better games. Better
so
than
like 30-minute
Twist.
episodes on a semi-regular basis, maybe like twice a week or something like that. I don't know.
And I'm gonna fucking quit all my jobs and get a weird fucking shack in the woods, and I'm gonna string up some satellite fucking internet. And I'm gonna stream
wood shack.
weird fucking videos, and that's how I'll make money. And I'm gonna live in the woods and eat rats. And I'm gonna leave society.
That's how it works. That's how it's gonna happen. But yeah, lots of good things coming out. I'm really like this next year. I'm very excited for it. Supposed to be graduating. Got a bunch of really cool events. A couple of good charity events.
I'm
trying to pull off.
excited to leave my job.
We got to get you there. Make sure to smash that subscribe button so that Ben can quit his fucking job.
No, I don't even care what you guys do anymore. I'm leaving. I don't fucking give a shit.
Just live on the streets.
I don't care. Maybe.
That's what though. I dig that. Like there's like I'm not saying anybody should.
I have responsibilities. I can't.
Right. I'm not saying anybody should or should have to, but like I've been at that point where it's like I would rather I would pay the $100 that I'm going to make today to not go into work today and be fucking miserable because of it, and that sounds great.
That's where I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore ever again.
Or at least not like that. Like if we can get you something that's like just more mentally stimulating for at least the time being until you can move on to something else.
If I could just get something that doesn't take my time.
Yeah.
And also pays the bills.
Yeah, just if you could just have some free money, that'd be great.
Shut the fuck up, Forrest, you son of a bitch. Not all my time. My family's getting old without me.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting old too, just not
Shut up.
Not
Chameleon
next to them.
Twist, shut up. Chameleon Twist sucks. It's a shitty game, and I hate you and your childhood. And I'm glad it's over. I'm glad you can't go back.
Oh my god. The other day, speaking of getting old, the other day I was exercising and I had like this fucking like sharp chest pain. And I was like, okay.
At least you were exercising.
So either, well, that was like the first time I had exercised in like a month because I've been prioritizing other things.
Yeah, me too. I've just been like working and drinking caffeine instead of going to the gym. It's really bad.
That's the thing. It's
really,
like
really bad.
I'm trying to remind myself because I keep feeling bad for not exercising. I'm like, well, I'm
good.
I'm working hard, just not on this right now. I'm working hard on something else.
Not on living longer, just on fucking dying sooner. Yeah.
But like, I got this sharp ass chest pain. I was like, okay, so either that's just because I haven't exercised much and I'm very out of shape, or it may be a thing that I'm just getting older and it's kind of a thing, or that's angina and I have atherosclerosis and I'm going to have a heart attack.
But you
soon.
only even think of about that because of all the education and schooling you've been doing.
It's not like it would be less real if I hadn't taken classes in biomed.
No, it'd be less real to you.
I mean,
until the doctor made it real.
Perception is
after the first major catastrophe, right?
Turn this down.
Shut you fuck up. Ha ha! They want to hear me yell.
Yeah, I know, but we're peeking.
I'm sorry.
No, you keep peeking it. Keep yelling. I'm going to turn it down slightly for our sakes.
Peak for me, baby.
Woo! See, that's still, but it's not like as loud as it was.
What I'm saying is angina, Pangea.
Or angina. I've heard angina, I've heard angina, and I've heard angina. I usually go with angina, but I switch
I'm pretty sure my wife called it angina.
I've heard, as I said, I've heard all three from professionals. So, like, it just is what it is.
And she's a professional.
Leave in the comments.
Caveat, my wife was a professional. I wasn't just citing some fucking, like...
I met this random drifter once who pronounced it angina.
So I married her. I referred to her as my wife, and you were like, drifter. Fucking...
Was she not? Has she never drifted?
You know what? Actually, I don't think she's I think you could call me a drifter before you could call her a drifter.
Oh, for sure. No, absolutely. That's without question.
Thank you, Forrest, you fucking asshole.
You lived in a car.
Thank you, Forrest.
As a child. Friend. You were a car child.
I wasn't born there. Take it back, bruv.
I passed through the car. I wasn't from the car. Leave in the comments how you pronounce angina.
Leave in the comments what kind of car you were born in. At least a few people are going to have something for us. I know it.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't know about these health problems if you didn't know about them, and you'd feel better. And that's like, you have WebMD syndrome, like, to the max.
Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, because I studied enough medicine to know what could go wrong, but not enough medicine to know how to fix it. Because I didn't actually, because I went through biomed, but not med school. So I know I know how different ways that we can fuck up. I know a lot about pathophysiology.
Like, nothing is more terrifying than, like, a person who, like, knows how to perform an emergency tracheotomy, but that's it.
Yeah. It's like you're
all
just looking for a reason to stab a big pen into someone's neck.
Situation. They're just like, he needs a trach!
Oh man, he stubbed his toe real hard. Let me get your cricohyoid open here.
He's having a diabetic shock, needs a trach.
It's trach.
Fucking passed out from too much alcohol, trach.
Most people don't actually need a trach. They need a criciotomy. Hey, this is Editing Forrest. What I'm trying to say here is a cricothyroidotomy. It's massively preferable to a tracheotomy for like most people who need an emergency airway, but there's a million muscle attachments to your hyoid because your hyoid isn't actually directly connected to any other bones. So there's an omohyoid and a stylohyoid and a thyrohyoid, I think like a mylohyoid. There's a million different things in here that all sound the freaking same, and I haven't had to think about this for like 5 years, so I got it mixed up. It doesn't matter. It's a cricothyroidotomy is what I'm trying to say here. Here's the rest of the podcast. This guy down here.
Did you say crikey-otomy?
Yeah, okay, your
That just
cricohyoid.
sounds like some shit you made
Is
up.
what you split
Crikey!
If you go to your Adam's apple, your larynx, and go right beneath that, and you'll find this little spongy notch down there, and that's your cricohyoid, and that's actually where you would do the thing. I'm pretty sure. I might be remembering.
Wow.
But that's different than a tracheotomy.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm not a fucking.
I'm pretty sure. I'm over
I'm
here.
not gonna do
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen, don't listen to this fucking nitwit. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure you can stab yourself here and do a fucking crikey.
Well, I know what the thing is. I'm 89% sure that that's where you do the procedure, and that a tracheotomy is a different thing that would be used in a different situation.
And I think 89% is too high a number for I'm pretty sure you can stab yourself in
And
the
it's
throat.
like when people mix up cardiac arrest and heart attack. Those
This
are
is
different
what I'm
things.
talking about with these fucking
And
experts.
a tracheotomy and a crikiotomy are
He
different
said you
things.
can trike your trach and it's fine. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Look it up on WebMD.
What I'm
Look it
getting
up
no
on
no
WebMD
no
and get yourself-
no.
get
What I'm
treat
getting at
yourself.
what I'm getting at is that this is not a show where you should seek any kind of medical advice.
No, absolutely not.
And I want
Absolutely
you to say
not.
that. I want you
Yeah.
to look at them and I want you to say that. Professor,
I took several biomed classes in my undergrad. I am in no way, shape, or form a medical professional. And while I may talk about things that I'm pretty sure are right, go to a fucking doctor if you have questions.
There it is, that word again.
A medical doctor.
It's the phrasing where he's like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Probably. Most likely.
But I am not a medical doctor, and I'm not trying to Joe Rogan it over here and be like, anybody who's choking should put a needle here.
Make sure you
cut their neck open in this area.
Hashtag Rogan in the tag.
Hashtag Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, you've said it like 3 times now.
That is the worst.
Yeah, I don't hate him that much. I just hate everybody who likes him.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't like the way that he...
I don't like people who defend Joe Rogan.
Right. I don't like the way that he uses his platform.
I don't like the way he uses his platform.
Yeah, fecklessly. As if he was just doing the conversations thing, it'd be fine. But when you give platforms to certain people, it's a problem. And when you are really bad at fact-checking things, you shouldn't be spreading what you think are facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you shouldn't have certain people on and then let them say a bunch of random bullshit, and then you're like, wow.
Right, yeah.
That's so true because you said it to me.
Exactly.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm regurgitating some shit that I learned fucking 5 years ago in a fucking cadaver lab. I'm probably mixing something up.
But that's different from and I don't want to hit the Joe Rogan shit too hard because this isn't a show about Joe Rogan.
It could be worse.
But again, he could be worse. We could be worse.
Yeah.
Everyone could be worse. But
Joe Rogan could be Ben Shapiro. But instead, all he does is give a platform to Ben
Ben
Shapiro on his thing. You know?
But then a lot of people will defend Ben Shapiro, and I'm like, well, it's fine, but he sucks. He sucks.
I feel like
he obviously sucks. It's like Jordan Peterson. I know people will defend Jordan Peterson because they'll bring out one of his one singular points where he's not being fucking racist.
Right. That's the thing. Jordan Peterson is the same thing. It's like he's not stupid. He just knows how to say dumb shit that people cheer at and roll with it. And he's also a big crybaby.
And he also is fucking there's too many dog whistles in the shit that he's saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. He's not just an idiot. He just is a shitty person.
I would like to be like, oh, here's a person like Jordan Peterson, and while I disagree with pretty much everything he says, I would like to be able to say, oh, I could talk to him.
Yeah.
I could have a conversation with him. But there's too much obvious fucking hey, wink, wink, in everything he says for me to be for me to entertain it.
You'd have to dig through so much.
I've tried to listen to some of the shit that he talked about, and I'm like, okay, well, this is him being a crybaby.
Yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem.
This is him
before we can even get to your point.
This is him being a fucking supporter of Nazi ideas.
Right.
This is
before we can even get to what you're actually saying, we have to go through 80 levels of your stirring up a lot of shit here.
It's a nightmare.
It absolutely is.
It's a nightmare.
It blows, dude.
Fuck these people. And I don't care.
We just got to make a far more popular and also markedly worse podcast than any of them.
I think we can do that. I think we're doing that right now.
And then we will be the superior dumb shits.
Well, and okay, look. Ultimately, my goal is to slowly become as apolitical as possible.
Oh no.
Not you. I know. We have separate goals.
Can't do it.
I'm not saying I don't want to have this. Fuck. God damn it.
What's wrong?
I'm not saying I just dropped change in my shoe. Only on this show. I'm not saying I don't want to have political speech. I don't want to have political goals or like ideals.
Right.
I'm saying I don't want my main fucking. It's gone. Oh shit!
God damn it!
It's for the show. It's for the fans.
No, they love it.
I don't want my main focus to be like on trying to change the government. Unless they're trying to kill me. Which right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of right now, yeah.
I just want to live my life. It's so fucking irritating that everything always gets soaked up into this fucking, like, I just wanted to do fun stuff and fuck around and have a fun life and then die. And, like, it's constantly the world's gonna end. The economy's collapsing.
Yeah.
And, like, you fucking boomer sons of bitches were all like, you guys can do anything. And then you fucking took it all away.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
It's like they were walking through the fucking...
And then you try to say you didn't mow enough lawns. And like that's
right.
why we didn't get... At least we didn't...
They were like... They found a ladder.
I should have had a paper route. Oh,
yeah. The last generation built a ladder. And then the boomers climbed up that ladder. And then took the ladder with them. And then yelled down at the millennials and Gen Z, why didn't you just fucking build a ladder? Like, fucking, like, oh my god, you didn't either, you assholes. You just found it. Oh, it sucks. It's really fucking frustrating. And I know not all boomers, and I know that there's
all anybody, right?
Not exactly. But like, I'm just saying, like, that's the issue with the generational gap.
Yeah, I don't want to be ageist. Like plenty of people in that age group in that generation are fine.
Now,
and plenty of people identify the problem and see it.
Now it is our problem. And that's what blows, is that now we are trying to fix the problem. And the fucking old assholes running everything still don't get that we're trying to fix the problem. And they still don't get that they are the problem. The fucking, oh my god. Term limits.
I wonder
and
if we'll
an
be
age
like this.
cap on fucking being a
when we're like 90, will we just stand in the way and be like, you don't know what you need?
Oh, I hope I die before then.
Will we do that?
I hope I die before then.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be an age gap on all of that.
I do feel like there needs to be there needs to be like, you shouldn't be able to run for office when you're too young or too old.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You should be like middle-aged.
Be at least 25, but no older than 70.
Especially 70.
Fuck. If you fucking, need to... Also, like, every time you renew your driver's license, you should have to pass the driving test again.
No.
Every time you renew your driver's license.
No. You say that, but do you think you could pass it right now?
Yes.
No. You couldn't.
No, I guarantee it.
You'd fuck it up.
And then also, fucking... what else can we say negatively about old people at this moment?
I don't like their fucking style choices.
You have to go to a fashion class.
They're really outdated.
They go to a fashion class at 70.
What's with the perms, ladies?
I understand the perms.
No, fuck you.
I understand what you're doing.
The shampoo and the permanent perm. And men, what's with the no hair? Why don't you grow some hair?
Yeah, just grow some hair.
You fucking
idiot. Pull your hair up by your bootstraps.
Jesus Christ. That's so mean.
Yeah. No, but that's honestly, like, that's the issue, is that, like, we're
not saying anything and then saying that's the issue.
No, I'm saying in like the issue of our bullshit fucking political and socioeconomic system is that, like, fucking we've been doing things poorly for a very long time. And we stopped doing things well, started doing things poorly, and now we're at a part where everything's falling apart, and we're like, the only solution is to continue doing things more poorly.
The only thing
we've tried ignoring the problem, and we've tried doing nothing, and now we're out of ideas, so we've got to do...
The only thing we've ever done is start to make progress.
Start to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, we got a civil rights movement, we got some civil rights bills passed, and then that's pretty much been that.
And now here we are, like 80 years later, past that. Not
gay people are allowed to live, and they can kiss sometimes.
And we're like, we need to start walking these civil rights back here.
Yeah.
The amount of fucking
women were allowed to get abortions.
Yeah, and now
that's gone.
Sorry. The amount of anti-trans, especially, but really just overall anti-LGBT legislation going on right now is fucking nuts, dude.
I don't give a fuck what's going on. But like I've said a million times, for me, the buck will always stop at their people, and they deserve rights. So
that's the issue, is that's a controversial opinion.
Turd.
That's a controversial issue right now.
I know
who has rights.
Well, I'm seeing the argument of like them being in bathrooms and shit resurface, and I'm like, well, okay, I thought the bathroom argument was kind of dead.
Yeah,
right?
you'd
Like,
assume
you don't want them around your daughters.
dumb
and
as
it's
all
like,
hell.
It's like I think it's probably fine. I think I don't want really anybody around anybody in the bathroom.
Exactly. It's a bad enough. Did you watch that episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they covered that?
Maybe.
They were covering like bathroom issues with like trans bills and everything, and they were talking about they had all these weird, strange situations of you're only trans when you are in the bathroom versus like I'm gay and I use that bathroom, or I just like the smell of this all these different things. And then they ended up with the end of the episode and they just labeled both bathrooms animal shit house because that's what it is, and who cares what you're doing in there? Just nobody wants to be in there. That's so good. Because like honestly, dude, that you got this fucking lady who's crawling under the stall demanding to see your vagina to prove that you're not trans because you might be making her uncomfortable. And it's like that's where we're at now for real. I can't handle the fact that these are the conversations we have to be having. It's like who deserves to use a bathroom? How about it's just an animal shit house. Just go in there.
Yeah, with the bathroom, I really don't understand it.
I don't understand so much of it. I don't understand the marriage thing.
Marriage is different.
It used to
marriage,
be...
everybody should just be allowed to get married, and also the state shouldn't be involved.
Yeah, I agree on that.
You should be able to file paperwork that says this person has like power of attorney and shit, just like you would anything else.
Basically,
this is the person I live with. I love them. I want them to decide.
Right.
You know, like. If you and then if you decide as a couple you want to have a ceremony with your family and your friends, that's up to you, right?
Right.
But as far as the rights, the legal protections, that should just be a thing, which I think we're getting there anyway, because that's what we have to do.
We should just abolish all marriage.
I agree with you, but they'll never let that happen.
Just a completely whatever you want to do thing.
I agree with you, but my wife doesn't. Woo. She doesn't want me to not be married.
Isn't it the whole like the tax breaks and everything you get with it? We haven't been married long enough to file taxes. I don't know how good they are, but like, does it stand to reason to say like all of that
you
shit
get
that comes with
better tax breaks for having kids?
Yeah, but that's what it seems. It seems like the whole thing is to have a financial incentive to reproduce.
It is.
What the whole thing.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Seems like?
Well, yeah, that fucking that bothers me.
It's not really annoying. Something we don't really need it anymore. At one point, it kind of was like a thing, you know. But like,
yeah, I think we should do away with all that, and like living wages, because a lot of people rely on those tax breaks and those kickbacks and everything when they have kids to survive. Yeah. So, living wages, free universal health care.
Yeah. It's amazing how much like you don't need all the so many like I'm gonna borrow a term from one of my favorite other podcasters. Dan Carlin. And fucking you don't need all these carrots and sticks if you have like something like universal basic income.
Yeah. Universal basic income,
or like if people are like fed like living wages.
Like
let's say you have living wages and it's like, well, now that you don't need to incentivize the tax breaks because you can just people have enough money. They don't need to worry about fucking and having kids to get an extra like $2,000 at the end of the year.
I just like I know that a lot of people would hear everything that I'm saying here and be like, oh, you're all for this like big government, and like, no, I'm for the same like big government in a different place.
Yeah,
we already have government in control government. Of like regulating.
We already have big government.
Yeah, the government should be regulating like business. Yeah, it should be regulating environmental regulation, things like that. They should not be regulating our personal lives. And right now, it seems like that's the opposite, where we're like, the government should decide who can have an abortion and who can marry who and what bathrooms you use. But they can't regulate whether or not a corporation can literally use slave labor.
Yeah, well, that's
and
just
it's like,
about
no,
freedom.
Just flip it.
That's just about freedom, though, for us.
Right, that's what I'm saying. More freedom for us.
No,
is what I'm all about.
You didn't earn it.
Yeah, like Jeff Bezos earned it. Right? Exactly. Yeah. He earned his freedom.
Well, he wouldn't have all that money if God didn't want him to.
that's don't even start on the fucking prosperity gospel, dude. Oh my God, I'll lose it.
What's weird is that even atheists have like if because prosperity gospel is so intertwined with capitalist thought. Mm-hmm. That like you could be a complete atheist and still kind of believe in prosperity gospel.
Is that internalized fucking bullshit? Yeah, exactly.
I see that a lot.
Yeah,
I see that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you worked hard enough, you would have had this, and like you just take the God out of it and put fucking the big tin of capitalism.
The capitalism rewards those who work hard, and it's like
it's some horseshit.
That's the idea.
Yeah, I don't like it. I saw this thing. It was about like I know socialism and communism and all that. They look good on paper, but they don't work in practice. It's like, yeah, but capitalism doesn't even look good on paper. So I don't know.
Fuck. What do you mean it doesn't look good on paper, Forrest? You work, you make money, you spend the money. What's wrong with that system?
Some people just are able to buy health, and other people are poor and die that way. That's yeah.
Yeah. Tight.
Let's do that.
Tight.
That's one thing, dude. I could give a fucking 40-minute lecture on like Marxist theory and socialism as a whole.
I don't know if you should do it while I wear this hat and this shirt.
Yeah, it might be giving off some weird vibes. You look like what is that? Like old Andy Cap cartoons, you know what I mean? Like the Reader's Digest. Archie, that's the one. You're like an Archie character. I like it. I'm not disparaging it. I like it. The beard throws it off a little bit. But I don't know, man. I want to dig into this a lot more as time goes on. I don't know if tonight's the night for it because we've already been recording for quite a while.
No, it's bedtime. But it's just fuck all this shit. Okay,
fuck all this.
Fuck all this shit, and anybody who defends it is a fucking idiot.
You fuck all this shit. You heard it here first, folks. Thanks for tuning into the show.
Look at my hat.
We say fuck all this shit, and hopefully you do too.
This is the last Christmas.
Period.
I don't ever want to do this shit again. I'm so tired. I worked, and I'm done.
Yeah.
What was the day?
Saturday.
I worked 10 to almost 10.
Yeah.
And I've done that for the past 2 weeks. I'm just done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. And it's so that people can buy shit.
People, but not you though, because fucking you only worked insane hours. So where's your money, right?
I get I do get paid okay, but I only get paid okay because the system's so fucked.
It's awful.
It's all I'm an independent contractor. That's the only reason I make more money.
But you still have to file a 1099 though.
Yeah, and then I still have to pay taxes.
Yeah,
and I still have to.
At 1099, they're gonna tax you higher because they assume you're lying.
Yeah, because they just assume that you're lying.
So you might as well lie, right? I mean, I'm not accounting for I'm not over here advocating for tax fraud or anything, but what are they actually incentivizing there?
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
They don't want, I don't think they want people to be independent contractors. They would rather them just have a normal W-2.
Yeah, for sure.
But also you don't get certain protections if you're an independent contractor. So
right.
What the fuck is the point of that?
It's hard.
And people can spin it however they want, but at the end of the day, those protections matter.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not an idiot. Why would I play one on TV? Have a good night.
On a podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode. Let us know in the comments how you pronounce angina.
Go fuck yourself.
And go fuck yourself.
Leave in the comments.
Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. This is the show that you decided to watch this on purpose.
Fucking hate it.
Good night.
Bye.